So here's your cycle. Here's your lips, right? This is your mouth, and the trumpet's over here. Okay? And for the sake of this discussion, we're going to assume that your lips start closed.
Right.
There is a scientific argument. People argue about, are they really closed, or is it 100 ohms of acoustic pressure? But let's just say they're closed. Okay? And you're going to start this vibratory cycle by blowing some air. And when the pressure in your mouth gets greater than the pressure inside the mouthpiece, your lip opens up. And some air bleeds off. And when the air bleeds off and the pressure in the mouthpiece now gets higher than the pressure in your mouth, the lip closes again. And as you blow air, that just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And that's how we get a vibration, correct?
Okay.
Okay. The more clamped down your lips are, the more tension there is in your throat, the harder you have to blow to get them to open up. Now the harder you have to get them to blow to open up, the more force you have to use to clamp down to get them to close again. And now you're using more force to get them to close, so now you got to use more air to get them to open up, and the cycle gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. All you have to do is get it to go like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to get it to go like this with a lot of air. It just has to go like this.
You just want it to buzz.
You just want it to buzz.
Ah.
Okay? The other side of this is it's a timing issue. Because when the sound wave starts going away from you, goes away from you, and when the sound wave hits the bell, a mirror image is reflected back, and that's what we call the standing wave that's going on, right?
And that exists in the horn.
Yeah, it's
basically
an acoustic wave. Okay? It's called the standing wave.
Sure.
And when that wave gets back to your lips, the exact moment it gets back to your lips is when the pressure in the mouthpiece is the highest. And that's when your lip has to open in order for this to really propagate. So, it's like you're pushing a kid on a swing set, right? You're pushing him on the swing, and the swing goes away. Now the swing comes back. If you catch the swing here before it's at the apex, and you start pushing, you're pushing against the swing, and then coming down.
Right.
If you catch it after the apex, you're chasing it.
Right.
Right? But if you catch it right at the apex, you're going boom, 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 and the kid's going to go around the top. That's what has to happen with the acoustic wave. When the wave comes back, your chop has to open up exactly at the moment when it's the hardest for it to open up. And if you've ever played a high G that felt like nothing, it's because you had that timing going on with the sound wave.
And that's just simply how you know it is because what you're doing is easy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like anything. I know you've played a high G that has felt like nothing, and you almost feel guilty. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it can be like that all the time. It's like that all the time for Jim Manley. It's like that all the time for Lynn Nicholson, for Scott Engelbright, for Brian McDonald, for Wayne Bergeron, for name a guy. There's tons of guys. They've figured out the timing. It's not that they're big, strong guys.
And they're probably doing this based on some kind of feel of how it feels, I guess.
How it sounds.
How it sounds.
You know, trial and repetition over and over, what finally worked. You know, having the right equipment, having things in tune, all those kinds of things. But the guys that are really doing it well don't look like they're working hard.
Right.
Scott Engelbright looks bored.
True that.
Right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
That's, you know, and anybody can be that player. You know, I don't want to be the player that has to practice every day, whether he's got a cold or not. I don't want to be the guy that can't play if he took a day off because he had a flat tire and didn't have time. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that can pick up the horn and play like James Morrison. I want to be the guy that can take a week off and not worry about it.
You're right.
Anybody can be that guy.
Just have to get it figured out.
Yeah, it's a technique. It's not, if one guy can do it, someone else can do it.
True.
Not all men are created equal, but it's a technique.